Well, folks, the playoff matchups are locked in. And because of that, we've got playoff previews coming up fast and strong. You see, I've got one up from Carolina and Nashville earlier. But Boston and Washington start tomorrow, so that playoff preview will be up tonight. All of the rest of the playoff previews will be up as those series get started. But before that, it's time to do our bracket. We got to fill out the bracket, see what we can do. And if you want to join in on my bracket challenge, just on NHL.com, there's a link on the top of the description there. It'll take you to my bracket, and then you can join in and we can compete. So as you can see, I'm going to pull this up here. Already a few people in. I posted on my community page the link as well already, so we do have some people joining in, but it's time for me to create my bracket. Now I'm going to go with the name Parker's Picks. It makes sense. My YouTube channel is Parker's Pucks. You get the idea. So if we click make your picks here, we can see we got the 4 divisions. I'll scroll down a little bit here. We got the North, the East, the West, and the Central. Now we're going to save the North for last. I have normally been, a Canucks-centric channel. So most of my, I've got lots of people watching from around Canada usually. So I'm going to save the North to the end. We're going to start in the bottom right-hand corner with the Discover Central division. And our first matchup is the one matchup that I've made a preview on already, and that is the I always say Carolina Panthers, Carolina Hurricanes, and the Nashville Predators. Now, I really like Carolina, and I really liked the way they played in the bubble last year. Again, they ended up against the Boston Bruins and just kind of got smacked around, but against the Rangers, they were dominant. Nashville really had to fight tooth and nail to get into this race here, and they've been hot lately as they made that push. But I think for me, it's the Carolina Hurricanes. Now, number of games, I don't see this being super close. I'm going to say Nashville takes a game, and we're going to say Carolina in 5. That takes us to the Battle of the Sunshine State. Florida Panthers, that's the Panthers, and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Now, this is a good matchup. The thing that worries me is Tampa Bay is getting Stamkos back, getting Kucherov back, and they're already a very good team. They've got the best goaltender in the NHL. They have just the full package. Victor Hedman didn't have a great season this year. He's still Victor Hedman, though, going into the playoffs, and I'm going to take him over the Florida Panthers almost any day. We're going to say the Tampa Bay Lightning take this one, I'm going to say in 6. I think Florida definitely has the potential to win a couple. But I do think that Tampa Bay is going to outmatch them. So that takes us to the second round. Carolina, Tampa Bay. This one's tough. Now, Carolina's the 1 seed. They had a great regular season. Tampa Bay won the cup last year. And Tampa Bay, that might make them a little more tired. They didn't get as much of an off season as Carolina did, but they also are getting a fresh Kucherov back. This one's really tough. I'm going to go with my heart on this one over my head. I'm going to take the Carolina Hurricanes moving on to the top 4. Let's go across to the West Division, and we have what might be the biggest blowout in the playoffs here, and that's the Colorado Avalanche and the St. Louis Blues. It's Colorado, and it's in 4. Guys, this... You can clip this, and if I'm wrong, oh my, it would be funny if St. Louis wins. But man, St. Louis doesn't really have a shot here, and I think Colorado is just going to wipe the floor with them in 4 games. The only way I see St. Louis maybe taking a game is if a goalie, if like Binnington has one night where he just stands on his head. But I mean, at the end, I just don't really see it happening. I've got Colorado in 4, which takes us to the other matchup here in the West Division, the Vegas Golden Knights, Minnesota Wild. Like what Minnesota's been doing this year, I like Kaprizov, but Vegas is just kind of a wagon. They are a very strong team. They're faster than Minnesota. They're more exciting than Minnesota. And I'm going to take Vegas. I'm going to say this one goes 6, though. I think Minnesota can take a couple games here. And that's going to be my prediction there, which takes us to Colorado and Vegas. And baby, Colorado, I'm riding Colorado here. I am so excited to watch the Colorado Avalanche against hopefully the Carolina Hurricanes or whoever they'd play. I guess it gets reseeded there. But I'm taking Colorado over the Vegas Golden Knights. That'll take us over to the East Division, where we get Pittsburgh and the Islanders. I don't hate the Islanders, but Pittsburgh just has been so strong, especially in the second half of the season. And again, we're talking about Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, guys like that who are just they've been here before. And that's sort of like a trope that gets overused. It's like, well, you can't have been here before if, I get it, but it's still the Pittsburgh Penguins. They are still, they were the best team in this tough division, a division that had Washington and Boston in it. I'm taking Pittsburgh, and I'm taking them in 4. I am calling a sweep for the Pittsburgh Penguins over the New York Islanders. Then we go Washington and Boston. This is going to be a heck of a series. I really like Washington. I like Ovechkin a lot, honestly. And I really dislike Boston as a Canucks fan, obviously. But my goodness, Boston has a good team. I'm going to take Boston, and I'm going to take Boston in 7. And I hope this series goes 7 because it is going to be great hockey. So I'm hoping, honestly, I'd rather Washington wins. If I'm wrong here, I just hope it goes 7 because I want to see a lot of this hockey. That'll be good to see. We get Pittsburgh, we get Boston. I'm taking Pittsburgh, and I'm taking Pittsburgh. I don't get to pick the games here. I'm going to say this one probably goes 6 or 7 as well. Again, Boston, super strong team, but I just think, Pittsburgh has the intangibles, but I like Pittsburgh here. It might just be my hatred of Boston a little bit showing, which is probably fair. And that takes us to the big one, the North Division. We got Toronto and Montreal, and man, the Habs fans that will come after me, that always come after me whenever I make any video about when the Canucks would play Montreal, and they were just in the comments being mean. Guys, chill out. Toronto's going to destroy Montreal. Like, it's that simple. I'm going to say Montreal maybe takes a game. Maybe Carey Price gets hot one night. Maybe they just maybe Toronto just struggles to score, or their defense falls apart for one game. I don't see it being a sweep. It could be a sweep pretty fairly. Like, I wouldn't be too shocked. But I'll say Montreal takes 1, and I'll say Toronto moves on. Now, that's not to say that I wouldn't love to see Montreal beat Toronto just for the chaos, right? Like, at the end of the day, my team, the Canucks, aren't in it. Team chaos reigns supreme, right? Let's see some wacky stuff happen. That's all fine by me. Then we get to Edmonton and Winnipeg. Winnipeg is not great, to be fair. I think they're a good team. I think Edmonton's just a lot better. And I am so excited to see some playoff Connor McDavid again. Some playoff Leon Draisaitl, because both of them are better than they were last time they were in the playoffs. I want to see Connor McDavid put up 18 points in this series, because that would be really entertaining. I'm taking Edmonton. I'm taking them 5 or 6. I'm leaning 5, but I'm going to go 6 to be nice, I think. We'll say Winnipeg takes a couple of games off them there. So that takes us in the North, Toronto, Edmonton, 1 and 2 seeds. And I'm taking Toronto. I do think that Toronto could... I just think Toronto will beat Edmonton. Now, so Toronto plays Winnipeg tonight. We're going to say Toronto beats Winnipeg. So I'm going to say Toronto is the 3 seed. That's what we're going to go with here. So that takes us to our semifinal bracket. We got 1 versus 4, Colorado and Pittsburgh. Now, I keep saying Pittsburgh has the Sidney Crosby factor, the Malkin factor, the experience factor. But Colorado has the Nathan McKinnon factor, baby. I'm taking the Avalanche, and it's going to be, I don't get to pick the games here. It's going to be in 5. That's what we'll say. Colorado going to the Stanley Cup final against the Carolina Hurricanes. I can hear the Maple Leafs fans typing up a storm, clickety clack, coming after me on this one. But look, I just really like Carolina. And again, kind of on the Team Chaos side. I want to see a Stanley Cup winning storm surge. That would be entertaining. But that takes us to the final. Colorado Avalanche, Carolina Hurricanes, and I'm taking Colorado pretty cleanly. I just think Colorado has so much skill that I think that they can just take on any team and take them out. Now, I do have a tiebreaker. Enter total number of goals scored in the Stanley Cup Finals. I'm going to say Colorado wins in 6. Call it about 4 to 5, 6 goals per game. Call it around 30. I'm going to go a little higher scoring, being the Avalanche and the Hurricanes. I'm going to go 32 goals scored. And my bracket is submitted. So if you want to make your own bracket, again, link right at the top of the description. You can join in on my bracket challenge. Winner gets something. We'll give something away to the winner. So join the bracket. I haven't decided yet. We'll figure that out. It'll be something neat, but it's not going to be something expensive. So yeah, make your bracket predictions using the link at the top of the description. Good luck and go Avs go, I guess.